Time for some Pink Floyd, the bass line. That is the basic riff that he's playing against the D minor chord, which is most of the song. Now, I need to point out before we go any further that your normal E4 string, the string that I'm normally pointing at, which will normally sound like this, now sounds like this. I'm hoping you can hear over your cell phone speaker that the pitch is now deeper. That's E, that's D. And what I've done to get that low pitch, I've gone to my tuners over here and I've detuned this string from the E down to D. Now, if that's a bit of a challenge, use a tuner on your cell phone or buy a tuner. And then this string should be an octave from the D string. So that's high D. This is your new low D. Okay, D tuning. Drop D tuning is the phrase to give it. If you've got any questions on the drop D tuning and you still can't come right, send me a WhatsApp. I'll be happy to help on how to do that. But let's focus in on our fretting hand. You'll see my fingers are numbered. Get your tab ready and let's focus there. There are two ways to go about it. I like using my first finger and pinky. Some bass players like using their first finger and third finger. So you can do this. And some prefer the ring finger, like we said, like this. I'm happy with either. I like the pinky because the pinky is normally the weak finger. So if I train the pinky, I get a strong pinky. And also it means I don't have to stretch. That's a bit of a stretch for me. This just feels so much more comfortable. So ideally, pinky for the fifth fret. And you'll notice when I was playing it, my thumb doesn't really move. In fact, my hand seems quite stationary. Watch this. Okay, let's have a look at the tab. It says intro, D minor, and it starts with a 5. And then on the count of and 3, because you'll see the counting is on the PDF note in light blue, and it's going to go 5, 3, 5. And then the second bar goes 5, 5, open. It's an open A string, back to the 3, and then you'll see a double line, and then it starts the third bar on the open E string. You can see it right there. This is my open D. Was the E, now the D. And if I play from the beginning up until and including the drop D, open D, it should sound like this if you want to play with me. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... And listen for the silent parts as well. Silence. Silence. So watch out for that silent gap. Very, very important. Now, from the double line which begins the third bar, you play bars 3 and 4 over and over and over again the whole way through. So in essence, you're playing through bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4, bar 3, bar 4, 3 and 4, and 3 and 4 until the band eventually goes to the G. Okay. So your second time now, in other words, after the double line, you're playing the open D string and back to 3, 5, which is sort of similar to the first bar. And then the fourth bar is the same as the second bar. Watch that carefully. And then you come back to the double line, and then you got the open again. So if you do it slow motion, I'm going to focus out a bit here so you can see left and right hand. And I want you to watch how my thumb rests on the string. So please don't do this. Very bad technique. Big no. Okay. You can either rest on the neck. I like resting on the string. Or you can even rest on the pickups if you like, but keep your hand close. It helps you with changing over for other songs. And here we're going to play now the whole way through bar 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to repeat 3 and 4 a few times. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... So when I get to the open, you can see my thumb just lifted off the string. And when I want to go back into the A string, my thumb then silences that open D string. So it's very important that the thumb silences that open string after you've played it when you go back to the 3, 5. Otherwise you end up with this. And that sounds quite noisy. So let your thumb help as a damping. Okay. On to G. Now for the purists, I have simplified this a little bit as well because I'm using it for my beginner students that are new to bass, and this actually works really, really well for them as well. Your G, which I taught you, is at fret 3, is no longer at fret 3 because I've detuned the string. So when I detuned 2 frets from E down to E flat to D. So that means my G has to go up to compensate for it. So for this song, here's my new G. Used to be over here, but it's now over here. That's my new G. I'm going to use my ring finger or pinky again. Like I said, you can choose ring or pinky, I don't really mind. And your rhythm for that's going to go. And I decided to put a little bit of a build up to lead into the 3rd and 4th bar. Again, it's not exactly what Pink Floyd does, but it's very close to the original and it's going to sound pretty sweet. And rely on your counting. So I really want you to be able to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and count out loud and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and make sure you're counting out strong. After that, you go back to D minor. And then you're going to go to F. Now F would normally be by fret number 1, but again, because of the drop D tuning, yes, I'm saying that a lot because I need to enforce that. So if it's not working well for you, have you drop D your thick string. My F is now at fret number 3, so it's over here. My C is directly beneath it this time. It's still where it used to be. There's my C. And I'm back to the D minor's open E string. So my F is going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and C and 2 and 3 and 4 and D. Back to F and C and stop. 2, 3, 4. And if you listen to the original, you'll hear the drums still keep going. And then you basically play the whole song through again. That is basically all you need for the bass part of Another Brick in the Wall. Remember the drop D tuning, and that's it. In fact, for the last 2 minutes, I'm just going to quickly retune my bass and just walk you through how to do the drop D tuning. Okay, so just check this out quickly. Okay, I've retuned my E string to E, and I'm going to walk you through how to lower this E down to the D that I used for the beginning of the video. Now all you do is you go to your tuner. What I do is I play my D string, the 2nd string, this one here. Okay, and I'm going to tune this one down in pitch to sound like the octave for this. So slow motion, if I just zoom out a bit more there so you can see me tuning a bit better. And we're going to have something like this. There's the 2 strings. You can hear it's going to sound terrible. A bit more. And now, sounding like 1 string. Now, my E string is now D. And there you have it. When I want to go back to E again, I play the E note, or I can play it there, and then I just go and I tune that note up in pitch again, until they sound like 1. And now I'm back in E tuning. There you go. Any questions, don't hesitate to ask, otherwise have an awesome day. Pink Floyd is awesome. Take care.